Alright, welcome back. Now we're going to go over the invitation. The invitation is really the art of taking the people that are on your list that you've already built and getting them in front of the information. All it is, it's like your show list, right, that you've already seen. Now we're going to actually show them. We're going to show them what this is, and that is through the invitation. The more invitations you do, the more presentations happen. The more presentations equals the more people that decide that this is right for them, and they partner with you in WoTaBu. And so really the biggest thing about the invite is it's the art of being the bridge. You don't want to be the message, you want to be the messenger. What does that mean? You're always pointing. You're pointing to something else. You're talking about a tool to check out. You're talking about a person whose story your friend needs to hear. That's really what the invite is all about. And so the principles are what I'm going to give you first. I want to give you the principles to the process of any invitation. And then I'm going to teach you one specific invite that every brand new person learns and uses in their first week. You're gonna learn other ways to invite people to hear about this, but I'm gonna teach you the main one. But before that, like I said, I'm gonna teach you the principles. So the principles of the process are this. Number one, it's conversation. What's a conversation? It's just you talking with your friends and being focused on asking good questions and finding a need for what we're doing in their life, right? Once you find a need and you establish a need, however the invite is done, the second step of the process is piquing interest. There's lots of different ways to pique interest, but whatever happens, once you pique interest, the telltale sign that their interest is piqued is that they're asking questions. They're like, wait, what's WoTaBu? What's this thing you're doing? Wait, how does that work? And when they have interest, what you want to do is you want to leverage a tool. So that's the third step. The third step is use a tool. Tools can be a video, it can be a resource, it could be, an event, whatever it might be, that's what a tool is. And then from there, the fourth step is credibility. Credibility is just simply third-party credibility, someone else that can share with them what we're doing and get their questions answered, because we don't want to put all the pressure on you, no matter how little or big your experience is within this company. And then lastly is decision. Then we're going to help them, once they've seen everything, make a decision whether this is simply right for them or not, and we'll move on from there. So the steps of the process, very simply: conversation, interest, tools, credibility, and then decision. Specific invite I'm going to teach you today is what we call an invite to a 2-on-1, where we're going to basically get to a point where we take the person on your list. I want to talk to Tommy, and we're going to take Tommy, we're going to have a conversation with him, build interest, and then he's going to get on with another person in your upline. It might be the person who enrolled you, the person that enrolled them, on and on and on. But all they're going to do is you're going to leverage hearing that person's story and hearing more about what we're doing in this business. So there's a couple steps in this. Number one, the first step is to have the conversation. What that looks like is building rapport, asking good questions, and being focused on being interested, not interesting. What I always say is ask questions where if they asked you, you could bring up WoTaBu. What have you been up to? What do you do? Oh, what are you passionate about right now? If you're catching up with someone, what's new with you? Those are examples of great questions to ask. The second step is to find a need for what we're doing, for the elite network, this family, for WoTaBu, this business, whatever it is. Find a need in their life. There's basically two kinds of ways you can do this. Number one is that you find the need, like I said, where again, you ask good questions. What do you want to do in your life? Oh, where do you want to travel? You don't like the job that you're working at. You find something where WoTaBu could totally fit in, and then you share how you found something that helped you. So you find that need. But if you'll tell that you're getting really good at this with having a conversation when they find the need. What that means is that they're asking you questions. They're like, what do you do? What are you excited about? What have you been up to? And then you can respond with a statement. What I use is a simple statement. It's, I just partnered up with some people who established a way for anyone to be able to actually earn an income traveling and venturing with their friends. And almost every single time people are like, wait, what is that? How does that work? And like I said, when you're getting good, they'll find the need and they'll be now asking you, and that's what we call pull marketing, right? Where they're coming to you and they're saying, what's WoTaBu? Tell me more about this. Send me videos. I want to hear about what you're involved in. But either way, you got to find a need, whether you find it or they find it. Perfect. So once you've found a need, the third step is to leverage that need. And whether, like we were talking about the different situations, they find it or you find it, the next step is the same. You use what's called an if I would you statement, right? What it does is it implies a deal. So the statement that you're gonna use, and take a minute to, once I say this, pause this video and write this down word for word so that you can use it in texts and in conversations with people, because we use this every single day to leverage needs in order to get people to check out what we're doing. Basically, the statement is simple. If I sent you a couple minutes of video that go over the basics of what it is we're doing, when would you be able to watch them by? And here's the deal. If they're like, well, yeah, I'd be able to watch them by 3, then it's like you look at how many minutes of video it is. Whatever it is, after it's been that much time, you're gonna either call them or text them and ask them, what did you like best out of what you saw? Right? So it's simple. Again, the third step is leverage a need. How do you do that? If I, would you statement. The statement to use is, if I sent you a couple minutes of video that show a little bit more about what we're doing, when would you be able to watch them by? And once they let you know what the time is, text them or call them right after they would have watched it by, right? If they say 3, if it's 7 minutes worth of video, text them at 3:07. Hey man, so what'd you like out of everything? What'd you like best out of everything that you saw in the video? So the fourth step in the invite is to be the bridge. What I always say is that the invite is a game. And the way the game's played is that it's really a game of how many people can I get in front of the information from my list, right? The more people I do, the faster I start to win. Usually your rate of exposure will equal your rate of success in this business, right? The way that you do that though is very, very simple. When you've now had your friend watch a video, you've asked them, what do you like best out of everything that you saw? They've told you, maybe it's the traveling, maybe it's how happy the people are. But now they're gonna have questions. If you go back to the process, you're doing it perfect. You've had the conversation, now you've piqued interest, and now what you have to do is get them connected to credibility. So the way you do that is simple. They're gonna say, hey man, so wait, what is this more? What's this travel club? Or what are you really doing? Who are these people? And now you're just gonna simply point and be like, hey man, it's a lot to explain, but I'd be more than down to break it down for you. So when are you free in the next 24 hours to connect about it? And then they're gonna give you a time. Say if they say it's, I'm free at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Perfect. And then you're gonna do this. You're gonna edify, which you already learned in the last video, right? You're gonna edify your upline. You're gonna talk about who you want them to meet and the story you want them to hear. And this is where you're simply gonna go, hey, what I want to do is get you connected with my upline so-and-so. He's done this and this and this. This is why you would love to hear his story. And I want you to meet him so you can learn who I'm learning from and really get the entire basics on what it is that we're doing. And you'll know if you're edifying and inviting right if they get even more excited when they hear that they're going to meet someone else. They're going to be like, you're going to introduce me to that person? They should get stoked. And when you know you're doing it right is when they're getting stoked that you're going to introduce them to someone else, the person that you are learning from. So from there, you're going to leverage your upline. And once you set up that time, so it's set in stone, your upline's free, they're free, what you want to simply do is send them a text. And it's another if I, would you statement. And this is the beauty of the 2-on-1s is that you're going to send them a video that explains most of what we do. And when they get on with your upline, now they're just going to have a conversation mostly about your friend. What do you like to do? What are you passionate about? And your upline is going to figure out what's holding them back from getting started and blast through those questions and objections so that the exposure gets taken care of in itself, right? So the if I, would you statement that you're going to use here is very simple. Hey man, if I sent you a video that goes over the basics of all the info you need to know, would you watch it before I get you introduced to this person at this time? And they're going to say yes, and you go, perfect man, I'll see you at that time. Once you've established that, the last step is so simple. The last step is to send an assumptive text the day of the exposure. What that looks like is simple. Hey man, I'm super stoked for you to meet this person. I'm super excited for you to hear this person's story and get a little bit more insight on what it is that I'm doing. And once you've gone through steps 1 through 5 in this invite, right? Step number 1, again, just to recap, build rapport, have a good conversation. Step 2, find a need for what we're doing. Step 3, leverage that need with that if I, when would you statement. Step 4, be the bridge and point to someone else. And step 5, the assumptive text. Once you've done that, you've set yourself up for literally the perfect exposure. And what we're gonna be doing is presenting you a plan in the next video where you can use this invite on your list and get the result you want. And so with that, make sure that you've taken notes on each of these steps before you go to the next video, and you're gonna be set.